Hi, this is Dr. Campbell, and today I wanted to talk about how should the Thomasville Public Schools respond to recent allegations of racism. Now, I was reading an article about the Thomasville school, and the parents and the community members, they had come together and they weren't happy with the new program that the school is implementing. And this program, it targets students who are in jeopardy of not graduating from high school. But what they were upset about is that most of the children enrolled in the program were black. And so what Thomasville Public Schools needed to use in order to prevent these allegations of racism, they needed to use the Accelerate Racism formula. Now, according to the article, the Academic Recovery Program is designed to teach that bottom quartile of students who are not successful at this point in their school career. And this is according to Superintendent Boykins Everett. However, a former Thomasville High School graduation coach named Dr. Marilyn McCluskey, she says that the program sets up some students for failure. The school board responded to the allegations of racism by implying that during the development of the program, demographics were not taken into consideration. And so the first question is, what is the major factor that identifies a school that is consistent with allegations of racism? The major factor to consider when confronted with allegations of racism is the overrepresentation of historically underserved students in the category of discipline. Now, according to the United States Department of Education, Office of Civil Rights, black students are more likely to be disciplined when compared to white students. The over-discipline of black students begins in preschool and continues through high school. Now, in preschool, blacks represent 18% of the school population, while comprising of 48% of the students receiving at least a one-day out-of-school suspension. White preschool students account for 43% of the school population, but only comprise of 26% of the students suspended for more than one day out of school. Now, this pattern continues as students progress through school, which normally results in allegations of racism. Black students are 3 times more likely to be suspended from school when compared to white students. The average for white student suspensions is 5%, and for black students, the average is 16%. And so my next question is, what are some of the teacher behaviors that can lead to allegations of racism? You see, teachers discriminate against students by implementing differential discipline. Teachers with high percentages of black students in their classroom are more likely to use an authoritarian classroom management approach. And teachers react to black student learning experiences that are in opposition to traditional public schools by determining blacks are incapable of following simple rules and therefore make rules that they deem intolerable. Teachers maintain this procedure with the mindset that these students want to be disciplined and have some order in their lives for a change. Teachers spend more time looking for possible misbehavior by black students, especially males, and are more prone to respond to black student behavior by using severe punishments that include corporal punishment and suspensions. The differences between the teachers' backgrounds that teach them to conform to preset externally fabricated rules and regulations and Black student cultural tendencies to derive order as a situation happens causes teachers to resort to punishment for petty rules in order to force obedience at the expense of hindering learning. Black students react to arbitrary and autocratic white teacher disciplinary assertiveness by believing that a white man is still trying to tell him what to do. Most teachers respond to students who attempt to act tough with them by threatening or talking back to the students. Whites attempt to minimize confrontations and struggles with blacks in the persuasive process that they interpret as divisive, while blacks believe these struggles unify because they care enough to struggle for something. American societal beliefs that posit blacks as inferior to European descent Americans result in blacks' preoccupation and group focus on the concepts of freedom and equality. Blacks value group unity and focus on justice and fairness. And so what schools can do to offset allegations of racism is that they use the Recelerate Racism formula and the Recelerate Racism scale, which is a product of the Recelerate Racism phenomenon. This is Dr. Campbell. You can read about this article as well as other articles that I've written at www.positiveracialrelationships.com. If you want to talk about it, you can call me on my direct line, 856-566-3267. Have a great day, and thank you very much.
Yeah. Be sure to check out positiveracialrelationships.com. Check it. Look, pull your pencils out, class is in session. Let's focus on loving our neighbor without a question. Visit positiveracialrelationships.com. Leading classrooms together like a marriage bond. Kick racism out, that ain't what life's about. For more information, check the website out. Yeah.